In today's gaming news, we get an Assassin's Creed Unity gameplay trailer, Destiny's companion app lets you customize your character on the go, and the Elder Scrolls Online's veteran rank system is getting scrapped. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. My name is Force here with your day's gaming news. First up today, we've got a brand new gameplay trailer for the upcoming installment in the Assassin's Creed franchise Unity, in which we get to take a look at some beheadings and just all-around rambunctiousness that took place during the French Revolution. Now this next installment in the Assassin's Creed game will be introducing a campaign co-op in which a friend of yours can jump in and you guys can do some missions together, and that's a feature that I'm actually really interested in. And we've got some gameplay to take a look at. Now, whether or not we can trust this gameplay to look like the actual released products Watch Dogs has yet to be determined, but it seems pretty good, you know, what you expect with a title that is coming exclusively to high-end PCs and next-gen consoles. But take a look at this gameplay trailer if you'd like to see some revolution in action. Next up in news, with the Destiny beta just a few days away for PlayStation users and a couple more days after that for Xbox users, the companion app was recently revealed, going to be available on Android, iOS, and the web. And with this, you can take a look at a 3D rendered version of your in-game character, check out some missions and rewards that are available to you, take a look at your stats like progression, kills, deaths, and playtime. There's also going to be gear and weapon swapping available on the go, so if you're away from your computer and you want to prep for an upcoming mission with specialized gear, you can do that on the fly, and you can take a look at lore and stuff like that. This is going to be something that will be pretty neat for people who are just really into Destiny. If this is like the one game that you play, taking a look at some of the backstory, the lore, checking out the missions to prep for when you get home and play and know what you want to do right away, and then even preparing the gear that you have on your character. These are all things that are pretty neat, and it's a free app. So again, if you're really into Destiny, it's a nice little side thing to do on your, you know, Android or iOS device, or again, anywhere you can access the web, because there will be a web version of the application available as well. But yeah, you know, companion things, it's something we're seeing more and more often, especially with this next gen, and you know, there could be some interesting features. These seem okay. Maybe I'll talk more about companion apps when I deem it necessary in the future as well. And last up in news today, the Elder Scrolls Online will be going through some major changes that were revealed in a recent developer blog. They talk about some upcoming adjustments to class and balancing, itemization, the introduction of armor dyes, and even some tweaks to combat. But what I found most interesting about this article was that they mentioned they will be scrapping and completely overhauling the endgame veteran rank system. As it is, the veteran rank that you know in ESO is going to be no more. They didn't go into too many specifics, but one of the big points that they mentioned was that they will be immediately making the veteran rank content a bit easier. And I found this quite interesting because prior to launch, there was a group of people who looked at the early ESO experience and said, this game is crap because it's way too easy. And the response from everybody, myself included, was always, oh, don't worry, it gets harder once you hit veteran ranks. And now it seems like, since the try-hard community or the MMO hoppers, I'm including myself in both of those groups, have pretty much left ESO by now, the remaining player base is saying, we want to be able to continue to solo in ESO, and it's tough to solo in the current iteration of veteran ranks. So their response? Just make it easier. And I just found that very, very interesting, sort of the change in tone. At pre-launch, they're saying, don't worry guys, we're making sure the game is hard for those of you who like it. And now post-launch, they're going, don't worry guys, we know the game's a bit too hard. We're gonna make it easier for you so you can do whatever you want. It's an interesting change in philosophy, I suppose, if nothing else, because they were definitely trying to push the difficulty level, and now they're saying, whatever, we don't wanna make it too hard. And I don't blame them if their remaining player base is people who want to be able to do this stuff solo and they don't care so much for the challenge because it just makes it feel like a longer grind. I totally get that. I find it interesting, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys today. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's episode of the feed. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think about any of the topics discussed here today in the comment section below. Are you looking forward to Assassin's Creed Unity, and do you think you'll play the co-op campaign? How do you feel about the companion app for Destiny or companion apps in general? Do you or will you use them? And then lastly, the change to the veteran rank system in the Elder Scrolls Online, the fact that they're making it easier. What are your thoughts on that? Myself, I find it interesting, a little disappointing, but who am I to judge? I don't play the game anymore. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. The truth is, I don't think ZeniMax should be all too concerned about what someone like myself thinks about what they're doing. After putting my content on the internet for years, I've come to realize that no matter what you do, people will complain. If your game is too easy, people will say it should be harder. If it's too hard, people will say it should be easier. People complain about everything that I do. They don't like this game, they don't like that game, I'm too much of a scrub, I take this too seriously. It's just, there's so many people on the internet, they all have different opinions, and they're all getting shouted at you all the time. It's not annoying at all.